Hello, and welcome to the Innovative Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Isolde Trachtenberg. Thank you so much for being here. As you know, on Thursdays on the show, I am currently reading my entire book, Speak From Within. If you want to know how to engage, excite, inspire, and motivate your audience when you're speaking live or even on Zoom, this is the book for you. And I'm making the audiobook available in this way because I figured, you know what? I need to get it done. And what better way to get it done than to hold myself accountable and do every Thursday until the book is finished. We've already done the first 4 chapters, and I'm going to be hurrying up and starting chapter 5 any second now. I just wanted to make sure that I was actually recording there. All right, here we go. By the way, you're not going to be able to get this anywhere except here. I will not be making it available on Amazon. The only place you're going to be able to get the entire audiobook after I'm done recording it on these Thursday episodes is on my website. You'll be able to purchase it if you want, or you can come and listen every Thursday and get the book right now. All right, here we go. Chapter 5, Let's Talk Loud. Before we go any further, let's explore what it means to be loud. When you speak loudly, are you being authoritative, knowledgeable, confident, bullying, obnoxious, dynamic, urgent, informative? A number of scenarios come to mind when we think of someone speaking loudly or shouting. They could be warning us of danger. They could be chiding us. They could be excited and enthusiastic about sharing their excitement. They could be from New York. Kidding. Lots of places have loud citizens. New York gets a bad rap sometimes, I think. That sort of communication has its place, and many have used it to great effect. Allow me to introduce another concept. If you want people to hear you, instead of just speaking louder, try projecting your voice. I'm not recommending you head off to ventriloquist school or anything like that, unless you want to, and then have at it. Rather, I'm talking about engaging your voice and employing a technique that allows you to fill the space in which you're speaking. When you do so, you will also engage every single person who hears you. Think about the singers and orators of a century or more ago. When Emil Berliner invented the carbon button microphone in 1876, this is Wired Magazine, January 11th, 2011, he turned sound into a signal that could be broadcast and enhanced. Before then, singers, speakers, and orators relied on their own voices, and perhaps megaphones, to be heard above the roaring crowd. How did they do it? They projected. Projection can be challenging to master, but it's worth it. And the best part is you can start to learn it right this second. Here's the secret no one ever tells you about vocally filling a large space. You don't have to get louder to do it. In fact, if you try to get super loud, and you think of it in those terms, you might strain your voice and end up with only a sore throat to show for your efforts. Instead, focus on these 3 things. First, work on keeping your speaking voice at the same normal volume. You don't need to strain it to project. Second, get into your breath. Proper breathing helps us speak more effectively and handles anxiety we might feel about speaking, so concentrate on deepening and lengthening your inhalations and exhalations. You might be tempted to take short, shallow breaths if you're nervous. Instead, slow everything down. Breathe in for a slow count of 3 and breathe out for another count of 3. Do this 3 or 4 times. A word of caution. Many of us aren't used to breathing deeply, and when we start, we might feel dizzy or lightheaded. Take care of yourself. If you start feeling lightheaded, take a seat until the feeling passes. When you increase the flow of oxygen into your bloodstream, your body loves it, but might have a bit of trouble dealing with it. So get used to the deeper breaths before you take it out on the road, as it were. Once you have the deeper breath going, make sure your shoulders aren't rising on your inhalations. Rather, see if you can make your belly expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Don't force it, but instead allow the natural expansion and contraction to occur. Here's a helpful metaphor. Imagine you're a balloon. When the balloon inhales, quote unquote, it is getting filled with air. The balloon increases in size everywhere, not just the top. And in fact, the air heads down and fills the balloon up in the middle, which is just where you want to imagine the air going inside you. Imagine your middle is the inside of the balloon. It expands when you inhale and contracts when you exhale. Now, let's say you want to deflate the balloon in a controlled manner. You will pinch the opening so that the balloon doesn't deflate too quickly. When the balloon deflates, each side of the rim of the opening rubs against the other, and the vibration of the air escaping makes that high-pitched sound as it rushes past, which describes almost exactly what's happening with your own vocal cords when you make a sound and support it with your breath. The vocal cords, or folds, are responsible for the actual sound of your voice. Most people know them as vocal cords, but they're shaped more like folds. For a more in-depth look at how the vocal apparatus works, please see the Journal of the American Medical Association, JAMA, article, JAMAnetwork.com/journal/JAMA/article-abstract/3733747. I'm going to put that whole link in the show notes so you don't have to type that all out. All right, here's a mission. Mission: fun with balloons. Find a balloon and blow it up. Pinch the opening almost shut with your hand, and then with the other, gently squeeze the balloon in a controlled fashion. You should hear a sound emanate from the opening of the balloon. The softer and more controlled the squeeze, the more consistent the sound that comes out. If you push too hard, the sound will shriek and end too quickly. If you push too softly or inconsistently, that too will impact the quality of the sound. A controlled, gentle push from the bottom of the balloon will give you the most consistent and long-lasting sound. Practice this until you get the hang of it, and when you apply the same technique to your own breath, you'll notice a great difference in the amount of air you take in and the control you have over your breathing, speed, and vocal volume. You might even notice a sense of calm coming over you. Enjoy that calm. It's a beautiful thing that stems from your deepened breath. Third, once you've mastered the balloon squeeze, there's one more thing to incorporate. So go ahead and put that balloon down. You won't need it for this next part. As you breathe and open your mouth, choose a focal point for your voice, an object that is no more than 3 feet away from you. Now, breathe in, focus on the object, and speak to it without raising your voice consciously. Say whatever comes into your head, but say something. You can even try, "Hello," name of object. Maintain an awareness of both your volume and the amount of effort it is taking for you to reach the object. Keep notes on paper or make mental notes, but be sure you increase your awareness of your surroundings and your effect while you practice projection. Once you have gotten the hang of speaking to an object 3 or 4 feet away, practice changing your focal points. Keep breathing and keep everything else the same, but try speaking to something 6 or 8 feet away. You will notice that your voice is louder and you can, quote, reach, unquote, the object pretty easily. Now try it at the end of the space you're in. Afterward, try the top corner of the space farthest away from you. Take note of how your voice sounds. Is it louder? And are you working any harder to make it so? Practice this technique until you're comfortable with it, and then add one more layer. Stand at one corner of the room and engage and project to the opposite top corner. Imagine yourself filling the entire space with just your voice. How did that go? If you want to try a bigger room or go outside, go for it, and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear all about it. Mission: move it, move it. Here's another quick and simple technique to help you project. Have you ever watched a singer belting out a long note on a power ballad? If you haven't paid a lot of attention to that, go right now and find Lea Michele's fabulous version of Don't Rain on My Parade on YouTube. The YouTube link, and I'll put it in the show notes, is https://YouTube, so it's youtu.be/ BLTY lowercase h 2 capital RM 4 lowercase p capital A. Watch and see what she does with every note that needs to be big and pay special attention from 2 minutes 30 seconds until the end. When you need to project, do what Leah Michelle does in that video. Use your body, move your arms, make your entire frame one big energetic megaphone, and you will be amazed at how much you project without effort and fill whatever space you need to fill. Now, try this fun exercise. Grab your balloon again and blow it up. Then release it. Follow it with your voice as it careens around the space. Project your voice to it and see how far it carries. Build this skill and you will be able to project and connect with your entire audience. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of the Innovative Mindset Podcast, which was Chapter 5 of my book, Speak From Within. This episode is brought to you by Brain FM. As you know, I love Brain FM. I use it every day to meditate, to get deep work done, to even fall asleep. I use it all the time. I'm a Brain FM fangirl. If you want to try it for yourself, please head over to brain.fm/innovative mindset. And if you use the code innovative mindset, you'll get 20% off after your free trial. And because I'm an affiliate, I'll get a little money too. It's super exciting for me because I want to spread the word of being more productive, more mindful, and more in control of what you think and how you think. So that's one of the reasons I love Brain FM. Plus it combines neuroscience and music, which I also totally adore. Anyway, this is Isolde Trachtenberg for the Innovative Mindset Podcast, reminding you that to innovate, you have to be bold, be creative, and most of all, be kind. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the podcast if you're new, and it would mean the world to me if you told a friend about it. Today's episode was produced by Isolde Trachtenberg and is copyright 2021. As always, please remember this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Past performance does not guarantee future results, although we can always hope. Until next time, remember to be bold, be creative, and most of all, be kind.